Okay, now we're going to be doing rolling for our campaign preparation. It tells you to select crew size. Crew size is 6, and you may deploy up to 6 characters in battle. When determining enemy numbers, you will fight, roll 2d6, and use the higher result of the 2 dice. Now, I'm doing crew size 5. You're probably not going to be able to see it here, but it says begin the game with 5 characters. You may deploy up to 5 characters in battle. When determining enemy numbers, you will fight, roll 1d6, which I found out, what if I roll a 1 and I have 5 dudes on the battlefield or whatever? Maybe I'll change that around or whatever. We'll see when we get to it. Then it says decide whether to use the story track. They included, it's a narrative set of events that stack on top of the regular campaign as detailed in the story track, which is on page 153. Oh, and by the way, I'm on page 64 here in the book. It's this, you need to select a victory condition. I'm going to go ahead and do, just play 20 campaign turns. So that's playing 20 campaign games is pretty much what it is. I'm going to do that one for my victory condition. They have 50, they have 100. There's complete 3 quests, 5 quests, 10 quests, win 20 tabletop battles, 50 tabletop battles. They even got one here for win 100 tabletop battles. You got to be really seriously hardcore. And then you select the difficulty mode. There's easy, normal, challenging, hardcore, insanity. Well, I'm definitely not doing challenging, hardcore, insanity, and easy looks too dang easy. So I'm just going to go with the normal. And so anyways, so that we got that taken care of. Talks about elite ranks, which I'm not going to get too much into. And there's your story points. And, in the story points, I think I can't remember if I told you about it, but anytime you have rolled for anything, you may spend 1 story point to roll again, but the new result must be accepted. So it's pretty much a mulligan or whatever is what these story points are. You can actually spend a story point to obtain 3 credits too for your crew if you want. When creating a new campaign, begin the game with 1d6 plus 1 story point. So we'll go ahead and roll that right now. And we only get 1. So we end up with 2 story points, it looks like. So I got it written down here, campaign. So I'll just put down 2 story points. Okay. And then from there on, that was pretty fast. That sucked too. But and then you go on, and as you go on playing these games, you could your reputation will develop. And at the start of every 3rd campaign turn, you add a story point to your group. So pretty cool how how you just progress in this. So next up is the campaign turn. You have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 steps to go through. Step 1 is the traveling. So we gotta see if we have to flee an invasion. Sometimes war comes to even peaceful planets, and you don't want to get caught in the middle of it. So if the previous campaign play has told you this world is being invaded, you must attempt to flee. Roll 2d6s. A score of 8+ is required to get safely off world. So I'm assuming when you start your game, your assumption is you're on a planet somewhere. So and that's what they're doing. It says flee invasion if applicable. Now what I can do is just have us start off in space, and then we're in the process of flying to a destination or whatever. I could go that route and stuff. And so number 2 is decide whether to travel. And let's go ahead and start with that. We'll start off with that. We're going to start with decide whether to travel. I'm not going to bother with this invasion, because if the roll fails, there's no time during your world step to do anything except assign equipment before proceeding to the battle section of the rules, where you must fight in an invasion battle. If you make the roll, or if you survive the invasion battle, you make it off the world and travel to a new planet following the usual steps. No payment, purchases, or campaign events take place while you flee, but you may roll up a character event. So we'll just go ahead and skip that one right now and start off as, like all science fiction, space movies, whatever. Usually they're just flying in space to a destination. That's what we'll do. So all right, so we're going to decide whether to travel. Yes, we're going to travel. If you have a ship, which we do, it costs 5 credits off the bat. Oh my gosh, so it's going to cost us 5 credits to travel to a new world. So, and oh man, that's right, we got a fuel hog too, so it's going to cost us 6 credits to travel. Okay, I got that taken care of. So 6 credits to travel. And then you turn the page, you go to the step 3, Starship Travel Event, if applicable. You roll a D100 and apply the event listed. In some rare cases, an event may not line up well with ongoing story. You can often change the narration of what is happening. Several events cause the loss of ship hull points. This affects your ability to take off from planets, as discussed on page 59. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. We're flying along to our next destination that we don't really know what it is, but it says here you roll a D100, and I'm game. Let's go along with it. Okay, the blue dice is my 10s, the red are my 1s, and we have a 5 and a 3, so 53. Oh, great. A cosmic phenomenon. A crew member sees a strange manifestation in space. When they ask around, nobody else saw anything, and the ship's computers confirm nothing was there. Ooh. The crew member adds a +1 luck. This event can only ever happen once in a campaign. Treat as nothing happening if it happens again. If you have a precursor in the crew, which we don't, we're all humans, they predict it's a good omen, add a +1 story point. So it says the crew member adds a +1 luck if they are able. Okay, so I guess I could just pick a crew member, which I'll pick my leader with a +1 on that. Pretty cool. I'll give that +1 luck to Doc. +1 luck. We arrive to the New World Arrival steps. This is step 4. And what we do here is, it says when starting a campaign, skips steps 1 and 2. That's check for rivals, dismiss patrons. Okay, so check for licensing requirements. Roll 1d6 on a 5 to 6. The world requires a freelancer license to perform patron jobs. Roll a further 1d6 to determine how many credits this will cost. Once purchased, it remains in effect for perpetuated. I can never say that word. Even if you return to the world later on. So, okay, you may attempt to obtain a forge license. Select a crew member and roll 1d6 plus savvy. If the score is a 6+, you obtain a license for free. If the roll is a 1 before modifiers, you must add a rival in this world as local law. Okay, we're not going to risk it. We'll go ahead and roll a 1d6. And we get a 4. On a 5 or 6, the world requires a freelancer. Okay, so it doesn't require a license to land on here. Awesome. Yeah, here's that world record sheet. Ooh, I need to come up with a name. Licensing required, yes. Obtained, no. I'll go ahead and mark that down as no. And then we're going to be going through the world traits here. And then invasion status, there hopefully is none when I do the rolling. So, and then patrons known and rivals known. So we'll be going through that. But I'm going to write it all on here like I did with the characters. Just right here, then I'll plug it in on this. So, okay, need to come up with a name. Okay, I used the name generator and came up with the planet Robroth, R-O-B-R-O-T-H, something I could pronounce. So, anyways, now we're going to roll up the traits for this planet, and it looks like it's a D100. So, let's go for it here. We get a 6 and a 5, so 65. And we end up with oh gosh, barren. Well, cool. That's gonna be like Arizona. No plant features can be used on the battlefield. Wow. Okay, planet Robroth, or Robroth, however you want. We're gonna call it Robroth. Is a barren planet, so there'll be no plants on the battlefield. And then we gotta do upkeep and ship repairs. So it says here if we have a crew of 5, pay 1 credit. So I owe 1 credit, and obviously that's for upkeep for your crew, representing paychecks, booze, food, anything else that is more routine than adventure. So that's our upkeep cost. So every time I'm going to be paying a credit to for the crew. So anyways, next is going to be the ship debt. You can make payments on your ship if you owe money. Having done so, if you still owe money on your ship, the amount is now increased by 1 credit. If this brings a total of 75 credits or more, roll 2d6s. On 2d6, your ship has been seized by authorities or the shady people you owe the money to and is lost permanently. Wow. Ship repairs, don't have to worry about that. There is no ship repairs. Pay for medical care. We're just starting a new campaign here, so nobody's in the sick bay at all, so I ain't gonna worry about that right now. Assign and resolve crew task. So every campaign turn, each crew member can engage in one task, including looking for new crew members or patrons, covering the crew's trail from rivals or actively tracking them, exploring, training, trading, or repairing broken items. Each crew member that isn't in sickbay can take on a task now. I guess we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, assigning crew task here. I'm not going to be able to do training because I don't have any XP yet. I haven't had a battle yet, so I can't do that one. I can do trade, and what I will do is I'll send Norbit out for trade, and we will see what he comes up with. Do I want to recruit for another? Not right now. We will do an exploration. I will send Laura out for that, for the exploration. I'll just put down explore. Next is track, look for a rival. No, we don't need to look for a rival. The other one is find a patron. Well, we got 3 patrons, so we don't need to look for patrons. We're good on that. We have nothing to repair. Decoy, help avoid rivals finding you. I guess we could try and see what that's all about. I'll just use dock for decoy, and that will be it. So, all right, we'll check the tables out here for like trade, which is on the next page here, page 78. Trading, roll once on the trade table to see what presents itself. You can get additional rolls by spending 3 credits. I'm not spending any 3 credits. By the way, I actually put down my credits here. We start off at 21. We had to pay 6 credits to travel, and that was 5 credits to travel and 1 credit for being a fuel hog. And then we're at 15 minus 1 for upkeep. So we're at a total of 14 credits right now. So I'm going to keep my credits on this side. So also, as I'm going through this, these videos will be faster. Matter of fact, it's only long because we did an introduction on the crew. But from here on out, I won't have the introduction of the crew. We'll just have the upkeep and the advances of the crew kind of thing after post battles and stuff. And then we'll roll from there. So these videos will get faster, and I will get better at this as I am learning and getting used to the ways of the game. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the trade table here, and it looks like it's a D100, and see what Norbit finds. Okay, it's on page 79 and 80 is the trade table. So we roll, and we get 28. 28 is going to be a luxury trinket. If recruiting, you may use it as a gift to receive a +2 bonus to the roll. We're not recruiting, so you can sell it, roll twice on the trade table, and select the result you prefer. If a swift character, which we're all humans, so they will keep it for themselves, earning 2. So we're going to be rolling twice on the trade table and select the result you prefer. Okay, so we're rolling twice. So first one is 34. You can it's a contraband. You can turn this down, but if you accept it, you earn 1d6 credits from selling it on. If you roll a 4 to 6, you also receive a rival. That sounds risky. And then the second roll is going to be an 82. 82 is gently used. Roll once on the gear subsection of the loot table, page 132. The item is damaged and needs repair. Crap, man, so we didn't do too well here. And the other one was 32 or whatever. You can turn this down, but if you accept it, we'll do the contraband and see what happens. Alrighty, so we're gonna roll a 1d6. But if you accept it, you earn 1d6 credits from selling it. If you roll a 4 to 6, you also receive a rival. So I have to get a 1, 2, or a 3. Let's do it. Well, yes, we got a 3, dude. So, all right, so we end up with 3 credits, and we avoid getting a rival. That worked out great. Next is Laura, and we got her exploring. So what that is each crew member exploring rolls once on the exploration table. That's on page 80. Right here. Okay, let's see. So it's a D100 table. So we roll it in and we get a 6 and a 5. So 65 exploration. All right, information broker. Buy up to 3 rumors for 2 credits each. Yeah, we'll skip on that. We already have 3 rumors right now, quest rumors, so we're good on that. Well, that sucks. So Laura, come on back to the Iron Wing. Next up is gonna be Doc. Decoy. See what that's about. You know what? Scratch that. There's no reason to have a decoy because we don't have any rivals yet. So I don't know what I was thinking on that one. So we'll just forget about that one. Scratch that off. And we will now go to, we have 3 patrons and we're going to determine job offers. Okay, we have 3 patrons. So I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do patron 1, patron 2, and patron 3. And then it looks like we roll a D10 to see what type of patron they are. So I'm going to write this down real quick. Okay, so to receive a job offer from a patron or begin a campaign with one, you need to determine the details of the job as well as who the patron is and how long the job will take. These details can include danger pay, benefits, hazards, conditions. Proceed through the following steps using a D10 for each table. So we'll roll D10. On the first patron, it's a 1, so it's a corporation. So we get a +1 to the roll on the danger pay table, so that might be pretty cool. Patron number 2 is also a 1, so we got another corporation. The third patron is a 0, which is a 10, a secretive group. Oh, that's a +1 to the roll on the time frame table. Well, we'll go ahead and stick with patron 1, and because it's a +1 for a danger pay table, so and we're in it for the money. That's what our whole goal is for this group, this crew. So next roll to determine the danger pay, which is a D10 roll here. This is on top of any normal battle earnings, which we don't have any. So add +1 to the roll if working for a corporation. Oh, look at that! We get to add a +1. So we got a 3, which +1 makes it into a 4. Danger pay is +1 credit. Okay, now we determine the time frame table. The third step is to determine the time frame for the job. This is the number of campaigns turns within which you must finish the job. If the job isn't done when the time runs out, it counts as a failure. So we didn't choose the secretive group patron. We chose the corporation, so we don't get a +1. So D10. And we get a 3, this campaign turn. So we got to do it in this turn, this one turn here. Ooh, in one turn. Ouch. I wrote down now. I figured it's pretty blunt right there. So when we get ready to fight, it has to be done now. Next is benefits, hazards, and conditions. The patron may offer an additional benefit. The job may carry an additional hazard, or there may be conditions to account for. If you have worked for this patron before, which we haven't, the benefit, if any, always remains the same roll. Roll 1d10 for each category. So benefits, it looks like we have to roll an 8+, and we rolled a 2, so there is no benefits. For hazards, it has to be an 8+, and we rolled a 2, so there's no hazards, which is actually good. Conditions is a 5+. This one could be kind of nerve-wracking, I think. And of course, when I say that, we rolled a 9. So there are conditions to this quest. So we go to the conditions sub table here, and it looks like it's a D10 roll. So let's go ahead and do that. And we rolled a 1. Vengeful. If the mission fails, the patron becomes a rival. Holy crap. So I guess we better not screw up on our mission, huh? So, geez Louise. So it says number 5 is resolve any rumors here. You may find rumors as you play if you are not currently on a quest. Roll a d6 at this stage. If the roll is equal or below the number of rumors, remove all rumors from your roster. You have now received a quest which you may pursue, which you may, keyword may, pursue immediately. Well, if I'm going to be carrying out a patron quest, I can't do 2 in 1 here, I guess. I don't know. So anyways, because I know we got, what we got? We got 3 quest rumors here. So if I roll d6 at this stage, if the roll is equal or below the number of rumors, remove all rumors. Okay, so I got to roll below to get a quest. And I get a 4. Well, I didn't roll below it, so I guess I keep the quest rumors and move on. Next it says choose your battle, check for rivals, which we don't have any rivals. So from what it says here, roll d6 if the roll is equal to, no, we don't have any. Select your job. If you are not attacked by rivals, which we're not, you may select from any one of the options below if they are available. Carry out an opportunity mission, always available. Attack a rival, that ain't happening. Continue a quest, we don't have one. Carry out a patron job, that's what we're doing. Next, proceed to the battle section of the rules and fight out a tabletop battle. Ooh, yeah, here we go. Getting ready for battle. Whoa. Battles fall into the following types: patron missions, rival missions, quest missions, opportunity missions, invasion battles. We're obviously doing patron missions. From the campaign turn sequence, you will know what type of mission to play. Yes, we know what we're doing. Patron missions. So flip the page. And it's determined deployment conditions. Okay. All right, see what we got here. We've got a D100 table here. Opportunity / patron. Okay, so we're going to be rolling on this column here, because here's your rival and then your quest. So let's go ahead and do that one real fast. The D100. And we got an 8 and a 6. So 86. Caught off guard. Your squad all act in the slow actions phase in round 1. Wow. Okay, we have to roll up notable sights, which is interesting. You are simply here to survive. Otherwise, roll D100 to determine if a notable sight is present. Make sure to consult the correct column, which we're opportunity / patron, which will be this column right here. So at the D100, the item is placed 2d6 plus 2 in a random direction from the center. Okay, it shows you where to put it's going to tell you where to place the notable sight on the tabletop. So let's go ahead and roll this real quick. So it's a D100. And we got 0 and an 8. So we got an 8. 1 through 20. Nothing special. Move on. Next is determine the objective. Opportunity, patron, and quest missions will roll for the objective you are undertaking. If this is the final battle of the quest, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing a final battle of the quest. So to win the battle, you must achieve the objective, even if you are subsequently chased from the battlefield, unless a specific mission objective states otherwise. So it looks like we roll more opportunity missions, quest missions, patron mission. Okay, so we're doing patron right here. So we're rolling a 1d10, and it is 8. We're going to do a protection objective. So we're going to protect something. All right, protect. You will be accompanied by a VIP character. Reactions 1 4-inch move, no combat ability, and then 3 savvy, I think is what that is. I can't remember. I'm new to this. I'm still trying to remember that. They are unarmed and may never initiate a brawl, but will defend normally. They cannot be given any equipment. The VIP must set up at least 12 inches from the center of the table. The enemy must set up 12 inches from the center of their side. Treat the VIP as another member of your crew. Okay. If the VIP spends a full round within 3 inches of the center of the table, you win. If you achieve this within the first 4 rounds of the game, you earn an additional 2 credits in pay. Alright, man, we gotta protect the VIP. Okay, next we determine the enemy. So it talks about rivals and stuff, which we don't have. We have to come down here where it says, otherwise you will need to generate the opposition for the mission you are about to undertake. First, roll a D100 on the enemy encounter category table. Then go to the appropriate subtable and roll a D100 again. So I think it's on the next page here. Yep, there it is. So we are going to roll right here. We're patron, so D100, and we get a 70. Like I said, man, I'm rolling a lot of 70s. Patron, it's interested parties. So we find the interested parties table. There's hired muscle. What we got? Interested parties here. It says here, another group has taken an interest in the job you are doing. Add a +1 when rolling for unique individuals. Ooh, there's going to be a boss in this, man. During quest missions, when rolling for the number of opponents, re-roll any die scoring once. Die scoring 1 once. Okay, so we need to do a D100. And we get a 2 and a 5, so 25. We are going to fight vigilantes. Oh well. Disgruntled locals who have decided to take matters in their own hands. Wow. Alrighty, they have a +1 on their numbers. Now remember, I have a 5-man crew, so I only have to roll a 1d6. So let's zoom this out. And I roll, crap, I only rolled a 1. So that means there's only going to be 2 vigilantes in this. That's what I'm taking it as. Yeah, that's what it says here. If you opted to play the campaign with a crew size of 5, roll 1d6 for the number of opponents. And I ended up rolling just a 1. And the numbers here for Vigilante is a +1, so there's only going to be two bad guys. Of course, I have to also roll for a unique individual. So, and during quest missions, when rolling for the number of opponents, re-roll any die scoring 1 once. Well, I'm not doing a quest, I'm doing a patron mission, so that don't count. So, alrighty. We're going to have 2 bad guys here, and then gotta roll for their boss. Alrighty, I noticed their toughness is a 4. Oof, so that's something. Now their AI here is classified as A, so I have to look up, see what A means on it. So they're going to be aggressive, and so we write down aggressive here, and then we look it up what the aggressive trait means for the AI. And then if you see here, they have weapons, and it's got a code here, a 2A. Okay, I found the AI for aggressive. You have to go back to page 43, where it's movement. Aggressive enemies with opponents in sight will advance at least half a move towards them, attempting to remain in cover if possible. Enemies that are unable to see any opposition or which are within 12 inches will advance as fast as possible towards the nearest opponent, attempting to enter into a brawl. They will not enter a brawl with an opponent that is higher combat skill. Okay. Heavy weapon figures will not move if they have a line of sight to a target. Okay, so they're aggressive to a point, it looks like. They're just not all out like beast mode here, I guess. So, alrighty. Enemies with the aggressive AI type carry a blade in addition to any listed weapons unless their combat skill is a 0. So their listed weapons is a 2A. Okay, I figured it out what 2A is. It has the weapon chart here, and since we only have 2 opponents here, 2 vigilantes, there will be no specialists required. I found that over here. If you encounter 1 to 2 opponents, no specialists will be present. And that's on page 93. So back on page 104. So what we do here, we already know that they carry blades because it said so in their description here for vigilantes. All right, so we go here as weapons 1, 2, and 3. So when it says 2A, that means you're going to go to weapon 2, and you roll D6, and that weapon it's a 6, and it's a, holy crap, an infantry laser. Okay, yeah, the infantry laser is a 30-inch range. It's just a one shot, and 0 on the combat, I believe. Yeah, a 0 on the damage. There is no modifier on the damage, but it's got snapshot, and snapshot is a +1 to hit within 6 inches, which goes well with an aggressive group there. So it goes. That's a great weapon for vigilantes. Holy crap. So, alrighty, I know we're only fighting 2 of them, and we lucked out not having a specialist involved, but with that toughness of 4, these 2 are going to be tough. They're not, nothing to take lightly. So I don't know if should I use all 5 of my guys or not? I don't know. Oh, and then the A, because I said 2A. 2 is for the regular weapon. A is for the specialist, and then you just roll a D6, and you look on the A column here, and that's what the specialist gets. But since I don't have one, I didn't have to roll for that. So next up is unique individual. And remember, we have to add a +1 when rolling for a unique individual. So we get to unique individual. table here, and it looks like it's a D100, and yes, it is. So let's go ahead and roll. And what do we get? We got a 9 and a 6. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. 96, okay, is a sand runner, which is some lizard, but there's also, I have to add a +1 to the unique individual roll. So we just went from the 96 to the last bracket, which is a 97 to 100. It's a Mark II security bot. It's got a 4-inch speed, okay. It's got a +2 combat skill. It's got a toughness of 5. It's G, which I know is Guardian. And he's got a Fury rifle. The state-of-the-art in robotic security details. Targeting AI may fire twice per round at the 2 closest visible targets. If only one target is visible, only one shot is taken. A 6+ saving throw. Holy crap. Dude, I don't even know if I should play this game now. The security bot's weapon, that Fury rifle, 24-inch range. It's a 1-shot, so it's only 1 dice, but it has a damage of 2. He's got a +2 combat. Oh my gosh, and it's heavy, which means it's a -1 penalty to hit if the fire moved this round. And then it's got piercing, which means it's armor piercing. Ignores armor saving throws. So if it ignores armor saving throws, then there's no use of this 6+ saving throw here, unless that's for him. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy crap. Well, okay, next is set up the battlefield. So this, I'm not gonna, bore you guys. I'll set up the table for it. And what I thought might be a pretty easy first game, just 2 vigilantes, I rolled up a security bot. Yeah, I know we could run off the table. We'll run off like chickens, which, do you blame me? Because I'm gonna use all 5 guys now. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps you out on what 5 Parsecs from Home is all about. This is the 3rd edition. There's tons of expansions out there. There's Bug Hunt. There's actually one called Tactics, which I think is for skirmishers, bigger army kind of like thing. And I haven't really looked into that one yet. Like I said, I just had this around since 2021, 22, and I finally got a chance to get to it. And boy, where was I? I should have played this back then. So this is definitely going to be one of my favorite games. Get this book if you can. You could get it on Amazon. You can actually get it on Modifius website. I think they're still having a moving sale. I'm not sure if this is one that's for sale on there or not. Yeah, Modifius had it, but this was Ivan Sorensen's baby here. Check out Nordic Weasel Games. He's got tons of other games on there, guys. You'll love them. I got quite a few of them downloaded from Drive Through RPG or Wargaming Vault. And he's got there's 5 leagues: Borderlands, fantasy stuff, World War II stuff, post-APOC, tons of stuff. That's cyberpunk, everything. But anyways, I'm boring you guys. If you guys watched through this, thank you very much. Leave any comments down below about 5 Parsecs from Home if you have any advice, especially if you know any advice on how to beat this security bot. Gosh, I can't believe it. So this game rocks. I have not set up the table and played yet, and I'm already having a blast just doing a cruise and setting up the battlefield, the campaigns, and then getting who I'm gonna fight and stuff, the enemies and all that. So this is awesome. So thank you guys. You guys take care, and look for the battle.